Hello everyone, welcome to an episode of TooHealthTalk, a show where we get to talk about real health challenges and get to break it down in a very honest and simple conversation. On this episode, we have a very special guest, but before we go in, if you want to support what we're doing here, please subscribe to this channel, like and share also. Back to our guest. On today's episode, we have a very special guest, the person of Dr. Ozy Okonokhua. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Dr. Ozy is a public health optometrist, and it's exciting to have you on our show today. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you.
So, what does it look like being an optometrist?
Interesting. You know, when you have to remove persons from a place where they were visually challenged, and then you're able to provide them with beautiful sight. So, every day we walk in the clinic, we see people walking in with a dull expression, and the time they are leaving, they are all smiles and happy. It's fulfilling.
Oh. So, what is the common daily eyesight damage like people get to do daily that make them come to you?
Basically, one of the commonest things we experience in the clinic is persons who have challenges with allergic, reactions to what they are using or doing. It could be reactions to, beauty products, reactions to the weather. And so they come down a lot with conjunctivitis, and that's what we experience very commonly. And then also we find persons who complain these days a lot about headaches and strains, because of the use of, because of the screen time that they experience.
So, coming to the screen time now, so how does this screen time get to affect the eyes?
The screen emits harmful rays that, can actually induce strain on the ocular muscles. So the longer you spend time on the screen, the more these muscles are strained because the wavelength of the rays that comes out from the screen, whether it be the television screen, your laptop screen, the mobile devices, or even the desktop computer, the wavelength of the rays that comes out from those devices induces strain on the ocular muscles. So the longer you spend time on the screen, the more strain you are going to experience.
So is there an average time recommended by you for using our screen, using our phones and the rest?
Yeah, the simple rule that we normally prescribe is the rule of the thumb: 20-20-20. So you spend 20 minutes looking at your screen. You look away for 20 seconds at an object that is about 20 feet away from you. So we call it the 20-20-20 rule. 20 minutes constant walk, 20 seconds you look away at an object that is 20 feet away from you. That way you're able to relax the muscles and give the muscles some time to recover and then come back again for regular work.
So for blue screen, for blue lenses, does it really work? Because some people feel like, okay, as I'm using this device now, if I wear blue screen now or blue lenses now, it won't affect my eyes.
And the blue there is not just the color blue. The lenses are made of special materials that help to reduce the level of radiation that comes to the eyes. So to answer your question, yes, those blue lenses actually help to reduce strain on the ocular muscles.
So if you want to use your phone longer, you must get a blue screen.
It doesn't follow, but it helps. It does help. It helps to reduce the strain. So blue lenses rather, have that positive effect of cutting down on the harmful rays that comes into the eyes. So if you're using your computer or any mobile devices or screen, you're exposed to screen time, a pair of blue lenses can help, prolong the number of hours you spend on the screen.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So let's go into dieting now. So I've heard people saying Gary gets cause blindness. Is that true?
It's not true. It's not true. Way back then, Gary was not processed properly. So Gary used to contain some quantity of cyanide, and that was why it was harmful to everybody, not just the eyes, to the human system generally. But properly processed and fermented Gary is healthy.
So now I can drink Gary now.
Drink as much as you want.
So is there any healthy diet you can recommend that will help the eyes?
Yes. I normally recommend that people do a lot of leafy vegetables. Leafy greens, they help to really strengthen the eyes. For fruits, a lot of carrots, and the yellow fruits generally. So you're looking at mangoes, pawpaw, fruits that are yellow in color. They tend to also help to strengthen the integrity of the eyeball. So if you can do that, you probably will also be able to increase, how healthy your eyes are. And then for other kinds of food, I would recommend people do fish. Fish is also very healthy, especially fish that is rich in cod liver oil. And then if you can find it in supplements, beautiful. But if you can find fish that has a lot of those cod liver oil, you're good to go.
I've also heard about smoking. Does smoking really affect the eyes too?
Yes, tobacco has, effect. There's what we call tobacco amblyopia. So excessive use of tobacco can actually damage the eyes in the long run. Wow. So you want to, as much as possible, stay off tobacco.
What about makeup? The system we call the eye lens. This stuff is put in the eyes.
Contact lenses.
Yeah, contact lenses in the eyes.
Contact lenses are prescribed and they're recommended by, eye care specialists. They are good. They serve both refractive purposes and they also serve therapeutic purpose because they also help to retain drugs. That
so I'm talking about the ones that I see makeup artists put by themselves in the eyes.
Well, if they're not prescribed, usually we don't talk too much about cosmetic, contact lenses, because you sometimes for the contact lenses we prescribe, we take precise measurements before we give you the contact lens. Now, contact lenses need to fit properly on the cornea. So if you fit lenses that are too tight or they ride very easily because they are not firm, you can cause more problems to the eyes. So it is best to get your prescriptions from recommended eye care specialists. We also prescribe cosmetic lenses because we know that before we prescribe them, we would have done some evaluation and determine the radius of curvature of your cornea, and then we can now tell which one fits you best. Yes, there are some contact lenses that one size fits all, but there are risks associated with the use of such.
Oh, so now you're saying that for every contact lens they use on the eye, they must have an evaluation of that contact lens before they get to.
Oh yes, ideally. There are base curves that are meant for specific people, and you don't want to use what is not right for some persons.
Oh, so what about like coming for like eye checkup? Because we now, to be very honest, I don't remember the last time I entered the hospital saying I want to check my eyes. So like, so like, how often will you advise someone to go for eye checkup?
We normally recommend annually, once a year, if you don't have any problem. Once a year is fine. You go have your eyes checked. If everything is cool, you continue. But if your doctor has this, I need to put these provisos. If I say once a year, it doesn't mean that you have a problem today and the doctor has seen you and they say once a year. No, the doctor's prescription the doctor will tell you when next to visit. So if he says next month, go. But if you don't have any problem at all, walk into the clinic every year and have your eyes examined.
So also lastly, before we go, like what's the common mind like Nigerians have about eye care?
One, they feel it's expensive. Every Nigerian thinks eye care, and generally healthcare is expensive. That's the myth that most people have. And then secondly, people feel that if you have eye problem, children should not have eye problem. For instance, children should not wear glasses. These are things that eventually leads to more problem in the future for the child if you don't start tackling the problems early. So there are a couple of them which we are trying to debunk over time. For instance, there was a time it was trending to use urine in the eyes. Yeah. There was a time people were applying breast milk in the eyes, and a lot. I've had cases where somebody applied acid, in the eye. Yes, these artisans who fix cars, whether they be electricians or mechanics, they use hydraulic, on the eye, so these are things that, leads to more damages. And then another myth that is very common is that the fact that when somebody has what is called Apollo, many look into the person's eyes will give you Apollo.
That stuff does not work.
It doesn't work.
Whoa. I believe you too.
It doesn't work.
So, wow. So breast milk and urine does not kill.
It's a no-no any day, anytime. It's no-no. It's contraindicated for the eyes.
Wow. So what are the damages?
Well, it could lead to damage to the cornea, it could just provide a very conducive environment for microorganisms to grow, especially breast milk. Urine on its own is harmful. The pH of urine is certainly not healthy for the eye. You know what? Now, ordinarily, most of the drugs that we use do not contain ammonia, but the urine is very rich in ammonia, and ammonia tends to sting a lot. So it can, in the long run, damage some tissues in the eye and cause, hopefully, let's hope it doesn't cause any irreversible damage. But yes, it's something that we shouldn't put in the eye.
God has been saving us.
God is a Nigerian.
Because like I know that a lot of people urine in their eyes when they have eye problems.
Yeah.
Or
Even parents, you see mothers when the child has any small eye problem, just express breast milk and put in the child's eye. I don't know. We've come a long way though.
Okay, lastly now before we go, so can you give us like a general overview of eye care and why we should do eye checkup?
Okay, well, now the eyes are actually the only organ in the body, the eye is the only organ in the body through which you can see what is happening inside the body without cutting anything. So we can actually tell whether somebody has some systemic diseases like hypertension, diabetes, just by looking into the eye. So it is important that we do not just see the eye as an organ for seeing alone. It also helps us see what is happening inside your body. So when there's this common saying that the eye is the window to the soul, the eye is actually the window into the body as well. So I would advise that when you feel somehow, just go have your eyes examined. Somebody has headache, it could be a problem with the eyes. Somebody is not feeling fine, it could be a problem with the eyes. Your blood pressure is rising, we can find it, we can detect it in the eyes. Your blood sugar is abnormal, we can confirm it, by taking a look at your eyes. So it's important that we make it a regular habit to visit the eye doctor. Hey, and you want to drive? You think you can drive without your eyes? It's not possible. Now, the road safety can issue somebody with artificial limbs, artificial hands, give the person a driver's license. Artificial legs, they can give you a driver's license. But with artificial eyes, no road safety will give you a driver's license.
True.
So you must, for every aspect of your life, eyes are important.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I learned a lot from this conversation today, and thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate you. Hopefully, we'll get to have you on the show some other time. So we've come to an end of this episode today. Please, if for you to support what we're doing here, I'm pleading for you to subscribe, like, and share this video. See you on the next episode, and thank you for watching up this moment.